And we'll go live in 5, 4.
They're in an ad break right now.
Well, they'll come at. What do you mean? They'll come at when they join. If you open the stream, it'll show an ad and then it'll start. Okay.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to. I think this is right before Christmas, and this episode will come out right before Christmas. So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. What did you get me for Christmas?
Oh, is that our banter question?
No. I just want to know.
Well,
I want to know.
I thought you were
What
asking
did
if
you
Twist
get
had
me?
that.
I'm a curious little boy.
I got you nothing again.
Hey. Oh, good. That's what I
Sorry.
wanted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
There's sometimes kids are so good that they deserve presents, and sometimes kids are so good that no present is good enough for them, and so you just get nothing.
That's right. That's
Man.
right. Man, he's already got the
you always
parenting
wanna-
hacks.
Yeah, you want to hit that middling road for sure as a child.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't want to get on the naughty list, but you don't want to get on like the so good you don't get anything list.
I'm with you. I get that. We do though have a patron banter question. Some of you might need to open up a new tab and research this.
Okay.
This comes from Frankenstein's Nerdy Monster. Thank you so much for supporting the show. What Pokemon gym leader would you be best friends with, and why? I had to pull up a list of gym leaders because like there's the ones you have in your memory, right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like
Yeah.
Brock and Misty and Giovanni and like
Lieutenant Surge.
yeah, exactly. But like
All those.
I don't know if I would be friends with any of those people.
I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
best friends with the war vet. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
never
I
He's
was,
know.
the canonical American in all of freaking Pokemon.
yeah, I was gonna say Brock because that's the only name of a gym leader that I know. Because I completely missed the Pokemon train.
Did you really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well, we've talked
impressive.
about this. I grew up in a very religious family. Pokemon was persona non grata, like totally banned. Like our church, like it was like this whole thing of like they're demons and you carry them around, and it was like okay, whatever. Yeah, and so yeah, so I wasn't like allowed to do Pokemon as a kid, and then I grew up, and it was just like I'm not really interested in that. By the time I was making like different decisions, Magic was a lot more interesting than Pokemon cards, and so I got into Magic instead of Pokemon.
That's fair. That's fair. I started with the games, I think. I don't think I collected I feel like most kids our age collected Pokemon cards. I never pretended to play.
Yeah.
Right? That's always a joke. Like no kids actually knew the rules. They just kind of like, oh, mine Pikachu beats your Charmander, and you're like, oh man, you're right.
I
Dang it.
eventually learned the game, but it did take much
Yeah.
longer. There was definitely a period of fake play
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, I actually there's a 2-player box set you can buy at Target that has pre-made decks, and they're put in the specific order of play, so like it talks you through the first like 7 turns of that deck, and I played it with Rio, and the first time he was getting so frustrated, but that was only because I accidentally chose the deck that starts to get a lead in the game, and he was like, all my Pokemon are dying, and I'm like, oh, I know, it's so frustrating. And then we tried it again and we switched decks and he had a blast.
Gotta love winning.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I played yellow version and red version, and then primarily silver. And after that, I dropped off. So I caught the first 2
yes.
generations of games. And I would say that I thought that Claire from Silver and Gold, that era, she was the final one who had all the dragons. I just think that's super cool. And would love to hang with dragons more. So maybe it's kind of cheating because it's like I want to hang with you to hang with your Pokemon. But
That's a great.
You
That's a
know,
great answer. It's a great answer.
thought she had a great vibe, very intense.
Um, I think I'm gonna pick Sabrina.
That's what that's what I was gonna
You're
say.
gonna pick that too? Yeah.
Only because I just Googled it and it said that Sabrina is the best one because her Abra evolved into a Kadabra and it proceeded to forcefully overwhelm Pikachu with its psychic powers, forcing Ash to forfeit the battle.
So,
Appealing to the show canon here. That's good.
yeah, I was gonna say, so show canon wise, very strong gym leader. Like those episodes are terrifying as a child.
I feel like I vaguely remember those.
Yeah, Ash gets like trapped in like a psychic mindscape. That's
No,
like,
they get
Way
shrunken
to
down
treat
as
children.
into
that's
dolls
right,
and
shrunken
stuff.
down as dolls. Yes. Oh my god,
It's
so
really
creepy.
terrifying.
But I take the goth vibe too. So, you know.
That's fine. Yeah.
Nick,
Well-
you've been silent.
Yeah, Nick, are you ready?
Lieutenant Surge, your answer?
No. Okay, so I think Blaine would be very interesting to hang out with because he just seems like an insane old man living on an island.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there.
there's so much that could happen. I think the flip is probably somebody like Flannery from Gen 3, where she's like,
I do like, yeah.
you don't really get in the game, you don't get a lot of story with her, but like you get this like sense of like people talking about how her grandfather was like a next champion or something, and like she has like a lot to live up to, and it's like it's a very short story. Like there's not a lot of story in the Pokemon games, so it's not like it has much competition, but like it was nice. It was like you could see it happening, and it worked for me. So I don't know. I take that. She just seemed kind of real.
For sure.
Everybody else, it's like Bugsy in Gen 2. He likes bugs. That's why he's a gym leader. There you go.
Ta-da.
I've
And
always
the
been
bug
under the
guy.
impression that like all of the Pokemon games, like the whole story is basically like you wake up, go catch these animals, and do animal cruelty now. Like, is there more story to it?
I mean, if you go by the other things like the show, for sure, tons of story.
Okay,
but if you just
but-
play the games, yeah,
but
not
just the
story
games.
heavy.
Yeah, okay.
The only thing that
Well,
feels like
usually
it builds
you
is
accidentally stumble upon a group of people trying to destroy the world for whatever reason,
Mhm.
and you just, in the course of you trying to finish your animal abuse stage fighting, you just happen to derail their plans entirely, and usually end up beating up some dude who has weird views of the world.
That's true.
Okay, interesting.
The most hilarious example of that is actually in the 6th generation, where the guy literally just wants to kill everyone for peace. I don't. Literally, he's gonna like set off and what is essentially a nuke and kill everything in the area. Cause just cause.
hey,
If
He doesn't like
everyone's
when
everyone's
people are mean
dead,
to Pokemon. That was
if everyone's dead, there'll be no more wars.
yeah.
that's right.
That's
Nobel Peace Prize.
I rest my case.
If everyone's dead, then no one is dead.
Then no one is dead.
What?
What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Also,
Wonderful.
just briefly on the subject of Pokemon nostalgia, like
Yeah.
I was 5 years old when my grandpa came home one evening with my first Pokemon pack. And I still have no idea how this happened because he was really unsure of what it was as he gave it to me, but had some impression that this was already popular and like a growing fad, which like my family, no one in my family was ever like on top of stuff, let alone ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I had not even heard of Pokemon as a 5-year-old, but I was like, this is so cool. What are these? And I opened it up. My brother got a pack. I got a pack. We tried to duel with our first pack. He won because he had Haunter. I had like nothing that we understood to be comparable to Haunter. But like the magic began with that. And I feel like I really lucked out with a core memory there. That's such a sweet time of life.
I have a
So
ton of
Pokemon
core
is forever
memories
in my
of
heart.
Pokemon, for sure. This must have been my like 6th or 7th birthday. For instead of a bunch of presents, my entire family, like extended family and like my like core family, went in on buying multiple booster boxes.
Mm.
And I know it was multiple because, like, I'm not a tall person, and I was not tall at 6 or 7. But I remember stacking all the booster packs up, and it being as tall as me. So
That's
that could just
awesome.
be a memory of hyperbolizing the
Uh-huh.
event and just being like so in love with it that I was like, it's as tall as I am. Or it actually was.
It could be either one. Childhood memories are hard to parse out. One time I levitated. Solid memory.
There you go.
Was it real? I don't know.
Probably real. Well, Carlton probably has some nostalgia from his old tribe of Ramdan that got enslaved, right? There's probably some nostalgia there if you were to go back to the old metal mill. And...
yeah, in a way, you know, I think there's some bittersweetness with seeing a group of Ramdans for sure.
We finished a very harrowing job, one that Johnny did not think we were going to make it out of.
I really didn't.
But you did. And one of the consequences of that was that the research that 160, the Ramdan scientist, his research has been leaked publicly now to the hegemony. So the hegemony has access to an explicit reference to a small tribe of Ramdan on Lithios. And the Ramdan people are a migratory people. They're an enslaved people. They're also not known really in the galaxy. So like the fact that there is now a known place where there is a tribe of Ramdan is huge news. So anybody who is interested in the Ramdan in the hegemony is probably going to go there. And so you decided, let's make a quick stop at Warren. Let's refuel, resupply, and then let's haul ass to Lithios and make sure these Ramdan are okay.
Yeah, got to protect them from the hegemony.
Hegemony. So sorry.
That's
sorry,
right.
Johnny.
I will.
Johnny.
Hey, Justin. I will also never get it right. Don't worry about it.
Hegemony. It'll be the
Protect them from the
season.
huge money.
The huge money. It'll be the season finale, and I'll say it right
Hegemony.
in the hegemony. Gem. That's how I'm gonna remember. Not
Yeah,
jam.
just use
not jam.
hegemony, hegemony.
Ooh, I like that.
That's like
Gemini.
Or the enemy of the hedge.
Jew.
The hedge enemy.
The hedge. I like, both of those are great. Wonderful. Listeners, let us know how you remember how to pronounce hegemony. Before we jump into downtime actions, though, last time both Havok and Graves picked up a PC advancement, and they needed a moment to think about it. I'm going to ask Steve first because I know what he picked. Steve, what did Carlton Graves choose for his PC advancement?
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. So, flesh wound. If you are wounded at the beginning of downtime, which I now always am, mark +3 segments on your healing clock. So that's just a base every time we get downtime. When you push yourself to ignore wound penalties, it takes only 1 stress, not 2. And so, yeah, I mean, this helps a ton because I had only 1 piece of my recovery clock filled and lost it because I got wounded again on this last trip.
Yep.
So,
yep. That brings up a couple things that we've. One thing that we changed about how Carlton Graves' Xeno abilities work, and then the other is a note for you all. The first is that he has this Ramdan Rage ability, and we just try to set it up mechanically. The way we've set it up now is that when Carlton Graves goes into a Ramdan Rage, he is not necessarily like completely catatonic. He might be he'll be considerably weaker, but how we've represented that is basically it's going to fill up whatever the next available line of wounds are. So if he has no level 1 wounds, it'll fill up both those level 1 wounds. If he has 1 level 1 wound, it'll fill up the other one. If he has both level 1 wounds, it'll become a level 2 wound. and that will then disappear, I think, before at the end of the job before downtime actions starts up. So that if you decide to do it at the beginning of a mission, that will proceed through the entire job. If you decide to do it at the end of the job, it'll disappear at the end of the job.
Does that mean he could kill himself going into a rage?
Potentially. Maybe we'll get to that. I think that
Hopefully
is
let's not.
a cool story. I think that'd be a
Well,
cool
yeah, I
story.
actually haven't even looked at that. Like, if I have all 6 harms filled,
If you had
And then-
technically
yeah.
all of your level 2, all of your level 1, all of your level 3 wounds harm filled, then yeah, it would become a level 4 harm and you would die.
Yeah.
I
We'll
would give you
definitely
a
see it happen if you keep thinking you have 6 harm to clear because you only get 5.
sorry, yes, yeah.
I think that would be, if that happened, it wouldn't be like he immediately dies. It would be that he gets some swan song, incredible last moment
Thank
of
you.
raging, and then he would die. And I think that'd
In
be
that
cool.
case, I will charge ahead boldly.
Yes, please. You're the muscle. That's what you're there for.
A swan song
and
moment
then-
or a goat song moment?
A goat song moment. Apologies, you're right.
Hmm.
And then the last one is on that last line of flesh wounds is really interesting, and it brings up a reminder that's something I can remind you of, which is that when you get taken out, you can still do things by pushing yourself.
Huh.
So if you get taken out of a job, you can still do things. You have to push yourself to do it. For Carlton, it is easier to push himself to do things once he is taken out.
Oh.
Because of flesh wounds?
Is that to ignore any effect of harm, or is it specifically only if you're taken out?
I believe it is when you are taken out. I think one of the taglines for pushing yourself is take an action when you're incapacitated. Yep.
Okay.
So it doesn't have anything to do with harm. It's just instead of marking the 2 stress to do that, he only marks the 1 stress to do that.
I see now.
Oh, wait. So that's actually, I'm just realizing that's super different from what we're used to in Avatar Legends, where if you get taken out, you're just out, but you can still do
Correct.
stuff if you get. Okay.
Correct, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. Exactly, yeah. So if you get
So
taken
it's just
out,
risking further trauma then? Oh, sorry.
it would be obviously it's a very risky action because you might get more harm. It might turn into more trauma. Exactly. But if push comes to shove and you're like, I have to act, you can't act.
That's cool.
Good to know.
Mr. Havokplex,
Yes.
what'd you choose for your PC advancement?
For Havok, I chose Hedonist. Because it makes narrative sense.
Makes
Hedonist
sense.
reads, when you indulge your vice, you may adjust the dice outcome by +or -2. An ally who joins you may do the same. I had a question regarding this.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Are you
wild.
able to cause the indulge vice result then to go over 6? Are you able to make it 7 or 8?
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, if you keep reading, there's always anytime you pick something, there's always the italics paragraph under it, and it kind of explains some things. And it says you can recover more than 6 stress on a vice roll this way.
Oh, okay. I don't see that on my roll 20.
So wait, anyone who joins you can also recover that much stress?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Well, so it sounds like you'd still have your own role, but you'd be able to do the same thing,
You'd be
right? So
able
it's
to-
not
you'd be able to do the same
Yeah,
effect.
I think that's what we rule. You still have to roll for yourself, but you would be able to adjust it +or -2.
awesome.
Yeah, that's really dope.
That is very
Mhm.
cool. That is very cool.
I'm gonna start hanging out with Havok more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
What I think that makes sense for Havok a lot. Havok kind of just keeps to himself and indulges in whatever he wants to do. So I think it makes sense that Hedonist is there. Carlton, flesh wounds. What about in this moment kind of makes you pick that narratively, or it doesn't? I guess it doesn't have to be a narrative thing, but
I mean, I was thinking that essentially Carlton is getting more and more driven based on the way things are unfolding and the sort of personal nature of the last 2 missions, or the mission we're on now and the one before. And I think he's just ignoring his pain more.
I love it. It's just
Tis but a
persistence
flesh
and
wound.
anger.
It's only a scratch.
It's not that he's better at like taking wounds or something. He's just so angry he can't die.
That's my thinking narratively.
Yeah. I get it. He's just
It's not going to
getting
keep him
angry.
down,
All right. I believe it is time then to switch to downtime activities. Like we
Yay.
said, this is a quick stop in Warren. So if you try and tell me that you spend the next 2 weeks trying to indulge a vice, I will tell you that I don't think narratively works with what you have set up for how quickly you're turning around to go to Lithios. But I think a couple days probably makes sense for you to resupply and restock on Warren before you head out.
Okay, done.
For sure.
Did we make?
Oh.
How much cred did we make on the last job? Did we make
You
any?
made 4 cred?
4 cred. Okay.
Yes.
Does anybody need cred for something?
I need 2.
Justin, should our mechanics just be that we, since we're rushing this, that we only get 1 action each? Would that be easier than us
No,
like trying
you
to?
can take 2.
Who take 2?
I'm not gonna cripple you. Yeah.
Don't do that to us, Nick.
I'm just confused. So, like, can I indulge a vice?
Absolutely.
Just not for
Yeah.
a week. Yeah, 2
Yeah,
days.
you touch down on Warren and then you immediately go and get blackout drunk or whatever your vice is.
Mine is gambling,
Great.
but I want to do it with Havok. Do you want to release stress?
No, Havok definitely
Is-
wants to
Is gambling your vice?
indulge vice.
Havok's vice? I don't know.
Oh yeah, gambling is one of Havok's vices too, specifically betting on races.
Okay.
Do you have to have the same vice as
about
Havok to indulge your vice with him? If you're
I think I will say yes unless you can set it up as scene.
so like what me and
Right.
Graves did, or what Leto and Graves did, where like we
Potentially,
went to a
yes.
place that had both things.
I think that makes sense. But if Havok goes to like indulge his vice of obligation, it's gonna be a little bit harder.
Harder
for
to
me be
square,
Like,
yeah,
I come
how we
along
got
and
involved.
I beat the shit out of Yatu.
Yeah.
Gears
yeah.
could bet on how the conversation with Yatu is gonna go.
Nope.
Gears is doing this constantly, just like, hey, you want to make a bet about that?
Great. So you guys go bet on a race, illegal or legal?
Illegal.
The fun kind.
Illegal.
Of course, the fun kind.
Can I think as you guys are leaving, Theodus comes up and goes, may I join you?
You what?
It appears you're going to enjoy some revelry. I'm wondering if I may join you.
Oh,
Oh. Yeah, you can come along.
Much appreciated.
Got some money
Enjoy your revelry.
Enjoy yours, Graves.
thank you, Graves.
Anyway,
I don't have any funds of my own. If I might borrow 1 or 2 cred, I would.
sure. I'm down to put some more down. It doesn't really matter.
It is basically just you fall off to me, and you should make more money.
Wonderful.
Don't bet on anything he bets on.
Yeah, don't trust him. Bye.
Graves.
No, noted.
Poor Theodus.
There is it's a speeder bike race in the ruins of Warren, like old Warren. Part of it like goes underground in the midst of all these like crumbling and decaying like sewers and buildings. When you get to the starting line and where everything is, there are a number of people spread throughout that kind of eye Havok as the 3 of you walk into the crowd. They are all wearing racing jackets. They all have the same symbol on them. Havok, you probably would know that these are all Echo Wave Riders.
Ah,
They're giving you the stink eye.
gives him the biggest smile back. His teeth shining.
Scowl. Turn back to their conversations.
Those friends of yours, or
I do not think so, Gears.
it was just a bit of. Never mind. Why do they hate you?
You know, I haven't the slightest idea. Let's bet on this race.
Great.
Havok
Are
actually
we
doesn't
putting
know
up
I
actual
think it-
creds? Are we actually doing that?
If you hand Theodus the cred that he's going to use, he would appreciate that. I think he like puts his hand out, like kind of waiting
Yep.
for.
I mean, I
Correct.
think it's only fair.
Creds.
We got like 4 creds last.
Hey, Justin, before we bet on
Yeah.
the race, real quick,
Yeah.
based on the description of the place we're in, are there any people who look like they are in like abject poverty, potentially begging around here?
I'm gonna roll a
Oh
fortune
yeah,
die.
take money from them.
Yeah, steal from them.
Love where your head's at, Havok. Yep, that's great.
They've gotta have money. They're literally asking for it.
You do not see any.
Okay.
Poor people. This looks like the type of race where only people like Havok and maybe Gears and those in the like illegal.
Oh,
racing
let me
circuit
clarify.
know about.
I'm not looking for. I'm not necessarily looking for like. I would walk away. Like I'm not
I
looking for
understand.
people participating in the race. I'm looking for people around in this more down and out seeming area.
I understand. This is actually not a place where people live.
Okay.
Yes, this is a completely a ruined section of Old Warren. And in fact, the reason why nobody really lives here is that there are pockets throughout this area that are irradiated.
Okay.
And it is in some of these pockets that some of these racers race through.
Okay.
Dang, that's a high risk race.
That's why it's illegal, baby.
Very exciting. So, Justin, you said we don't have to put like actual creds on the line for this. I think,
Yeah.
last time. But
There's like capital C cred and then there's like lower C cred, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to
They're
figure
lower
out.
secret.
I'm gonna have to figure out how it looks if you want to put actual capital C cred on these races. I think last time we had it where Havok was part of the roll because you bet on Havok.
Yeah.
You could have it be a thing where, depending on how you feel about this, like if it's like you're putting capital C cred on an indulged vice roll to bet, like you clear however if you win, however much cred you lose, or however much cred you win, you lose that much less stress from your roll, and vice versa. Like if you lose cred, then you gain that much stress to clear.
I will have to think about that. My mind immediately goes to a fortune roll. I don't hate. That's not a bad idea. My mind immediately goes to a fortune roll, but then I don't want to like tease out too much, like you like going up to all the racers and being like, "How long have you been doing this? Do you have any weaknesses that I should know about?" Because I don't think that would be very good radio.
Please reveal to me your secrets.
The gambling minigame.
Did you tweak a knee last week at all? Are both your knees fine?
How's
Don't mind
your
me, I'm
eyes?
just taking this wrench into your speeder bike.
Would you mind accompanying my large friend into
I
this
mean-
alley for a moment?
I'm not gonna lie, actually. Here's the thing: it's gambling. You don't really know what the outcome is gonna be.
It's true.
I almost think a fortune roll kind of works.
Yeah, I think it does.
You know what I'm gonna do? Because this
Oh,
seems like
no.
something you guys are gonna be doing quite a lot. I'm gonna create a clock.
Oh,
Oh no.
So if you remember a couple episodes ago, you guys, we've referenced bet on Havok. Havok through the fight, through the race, intentionally to earn Gears credit. there was a consequence to that. I believe you rolled a 2 or a 3.
Something
And I
like
said, you
that,
get your
yeah.
cred. Here's the problem. The Echo Wave Riders are starting to get a little wise to what you are doing here. They're not taking too kindly to you betting on their illegal races.
What are you doing?
So
What are you
I'm
talking
gonna go
about?
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and start a clock here. It is going to be a. Let me see. It's gonna
Echo
be a pretty
Wave
big
Riders
clock.
kill us. Is that what it's
Not
called?
kill you. Not kill you.
Okay, good.
Tickle you.
Oh
It-
no!
Even worse.
They
It always
tickle
starts
you.
with tickling.
Every death starts with tickling.
I am going to create a. Well, I will call it Echo Wave Riders attack. I'm gonna mark 3 on that clock for the consequences of last time. So here's how this is gonna work.
How
Here's
big the
how
clock?
this little 12 segments. So it's big. You've got some time to gamble, right? I want to give you some time to gamble. Here's how this is gonna work. Okay. On a 1 to 3 on this fortune roll, I'm gonna mark 2 on that clock. On a 4 to 5, I'm gonna let you do your cred. You get your extra cred, but I'm gonna mark 1 on the clock. And on a 6, I'm not gonna mark any on the clock. You'll just get your cred.
And just to be clear, on 1 to 3, I lose the cred, right?
Correct. On a 1 to 3, you will lose the cred. Yes.
All right.
I feel like you should be marking on the clock regardless of the result.
Wait, can you explain the rolls one more time? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So on a 1 to 3, I'm gonna roll a fortune roll. This is not an indulge vice roll. Indulge vice will be separate. It's fortune roll. On a 1 to 3, I will mark 2 on the Echo Wave Riders attack clock, and you will lose that cred. On a 4 to 5, I will mark 1 on the clock, but you will get your cred and whatever the bet is as well. And on a 6, I will mark nothing on the clock, and you will get your cred.
Cool.
Okay? I think we'll just do the
Alright.
double thing too. I'm not gonna do the whole like
Yeah, we're not.
1 in 99 chance. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna pay out.
You
So-
actually only get 90.94 of a cred back, so
yeah,
you have to find
exactly.
some
We're
place
not
to
gonna do
exchange
that.
that.
We'll just double it. We'll just double it. How much are you putting on this race?
Un cred from.
Yeah, Theodus puts one of the ones that he has down too.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've got a few.
I don't think Havok has cred.
Again,
You
don't have to
technically
put
would
an
get
actual-
1 cred from the last
Oh,
job.
okay.
if you really
One
wanted.
Don't-
lowercase c cred.
Sure. If it's a lowercase c cred, I'm not gonna roll. Right. It's only if you put an uppercase c cred. If you're just betting on the race, you can still indulge your vice, but you don't risk this fortune roll in this clock. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lowercase here, buddy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just 2 fortune rolls. Why don't you go ahead and whoever's indulging in their vice, indulge in their vice.
Remember, you can add or subtract 2 to your result.
I can add 2.
You can add 2. Yep.
Take away.
All right, I clear all of my stress.
Nice.
Clear 8 stress.
Amazing.
That's great.
I cleared all but 1 of my stress because I cleared 7 stress.
That's pretty good too. Okay. And Theodus, you're not indulging your vice. You're just betting on this race.
Yeah, this is not at all my vice.
Okay, great. The racer that Gears bet on lost, and so you lose. You lose your cred. Theodus, the racer that you bet on, won, or at least this race they won. So you can take 2 cred.
Amazing.
The Echo Wave Riders are staring intently at the 3 of you, though. I have marked in total 3 on this clock, which means there are 6 more segments left.
Should I
As,
say something to them?
Oh,
Nah,
you-
I
as you-
think it's all right. You know, Wouldn't want to bother him.
Yeah, as you guys are talking, Havok literally just has both his hands up and just giving them the finger with both of his hands. Just flipping the goddamn bird.
Are the majority of the people down here human?
Yes.
So is
Absolutely.
Theodus like towering over everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that might be partly why everyone's giving you dirty looks. They're like, you brought the squid.
You brought the squid.
Whoa. I didn't mean to the aliens here. Okay, let's go. There's you can't keep antagonism, Havok. It's not gonna go well.
Hey, we'll see the outcome when it comes. Great job, Theodus. Better luck next time, gears.
Shut your mouth.
Honestly, I forgot who I bet on. I don't even really care.
You bet chump change anyways. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Gears, you
You
look
just
over.
don't even turn in the ticket.
At one point, you look over. Theodus is just holding the cred stick to you, like offering you one of the cred back.
Oh, you don't need to do that. You won fair and square, friend.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And I didn't. To be fair, it was your portion of, the pay that we got.
Oh, I did not know I received a portion. Thank you.
You did a portion of the work. You get a portion of the pay. That's how
That is a nice system.
Yeah, technically, he didn't win it fair and square, though, because he bet it on illegal race.
It's not like we knew who was going to win, clearly, because I lost. Just because
You
the
both
race
bring
is
up-
illegal doesn't mean it wasn't a fair bet.
You both bring up very good points. Though I cannot be sure the way did not reveal to me who would win in advance. And he kind
You
of like
could've-
smirks.
Shared that with the rest of the class. I'm pretty sure it would have been appreciated.
It is what you called a never mind.
Havok
Just
holds
silence.
Havok holds Theodus's hands and looks him in the eye and goes, "I see your value now." And then he starts walking to the ship.
All right. That is 2 downtime activities for Gears and Havok, or 1 each.
On our way back to
Theodus.
the ship,
Yeah.
Theodus is looking. It probably does not look desperate outwardly, but he is desperately searching for people like panhandlers, people who seem unhoused, like anyone who seems like they need help.
For sure. There's somebody. Yeah.
Easy to find. It's Warren.
Yeah.
It's Warren. Your ship is parked in one of the poor areas as well, too. Well, no, it wouldn't be. It would probably be parked in a decent section. But yeah, to get to these ruins, you have to walk through, obviously, some poor areas. So there's a guy just sitting on the ground. He's like in between like a neon lit like ramen shop and like a garbage bin, like a giant garbage bin. He's just got his hands out.
I stop in front of him, and I like bend down to get on eye level with him. Can I help you, friend?
Yeah, I haven't eaten in a few days.
I would be happy to offer what I can. And I pull out a cred stick and give him a whole cred stick.
Oh wow,
Capital C cred. So this is
capital C cred.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hand that to him, and I say, and should you need anything else, the Temple of the Seekers is always willing to help those in your position.
And his
Oh,
hair
this
is
guy's
long.
proselytizing.
His hair is long and scraggly, and it's now that he looks up at you and he's looks at his hands. Oh, thank you so much. Where's the nearest temple? They've got more money.
They do. Do you need more than that?
No, this is fine. This will keep me alive for about a month.
Yes, the nearest temple is right outside the financial district of Warren here, and if you go there, I'm sure they will have work that you can do where you can earn more money. They also have many acolytes who are always doing charity work. If for some reason you are not able to help in any way, they can still help you.
Wow. Thank you, you squidliness. And he gets up and starts scrambling away to the temple.
Cool. Yeah, so I that is me indulging my vice.
Yes, yep.
Is your vice generosity?
Well, so I have two vices. I have faith and obligation, and the obligation is to help the poor, and the faith is the cult of the seekers. So
I feel like
I think that hits both.
He
I was
knows
gonna
both.
say your vice is being nice. Lame.
Lame. Nerd.
Yo, this guy isn't in it for himself. Everybody make fun of him.
okay. I feel like I've forgotten how to indulge vice. So let me just make sure.
Your lowest attribute.
Lowest attribute, right? Okay.
Bye, Steve.
5.
All right. So you on mark 5. I think you had way more than 5 marked, so I don't think you overindulge. But
No, yeah. I still have 3 to go to clear.
cool. Let's. I was gonna switch to Carlton, but he's not here. So
I have something that
fine
Havok was gonna do.
really
Oh,
address.
you
Mine's
can get
simple.
that.
It's just harm. It's
Oh,
recovery.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Perfect.
So recover says that you remove all level 1 harm. So
If once you do it, yep.
if I don't have any further harm, do I not need to do like all of the roll stuff and the heal clock, or
Yeah, you don't.
oh, so that's only for level 2 or higher harm?
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to see, no, because what's important is like the roll crew quality -1 to see how available and effective the doctor is. But there's gonna be, like, you're gonna find a doctor. It might not be a great doctor, but you'll. Well, you know what?
Roll it.
Yeah, let's roll it.
All right. Crew quality -1. I think our quality is only 1. So does
It
that
is
mean
1, so you're rolling 2 dice, taking the lower.
taking the lower? Rough.
What is your level 1 harms?
I have a broken arm still.
Okay. Yep.
And I am exhausted.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just gonna pass out on the operating table. I got a 4. Oh wait, no, lower. And then I only
Yeah.
got a 3.
Okay. Do I want? Well, first off, you have a doctor in your crew contacts. You guys always forget that.
Oh,
You know Doctor Kerry.
all right. Then I talked to Doctor Kerry and barge into her office and say, "Help me, please. I think my arm is starting to
Fine.
heal wrong."
All right, get on the table.
Okay.
And
Gets onto the table, just goes to sleep.
and he's already asleep. Okay. Well, then I don't have to waste on the anesthesia. And she puts a gas mask back and hangs it up.
Rough.
Oh. But yes, you can clear your level 1 harms.
It's almost certainly at the point where it needs to be reset. So Gears is about to be woken up in a terrible way.
Yep.
And you
There's a
said I could
stick put on
remove
when she- both of them. Yep.
Oh, all right.
All level 1 harms are cleared.
Sick.
Right. Mr. Carlton Graves, what is your first downtime action?
What would you like to know?
Sure. All right. Keep it to yourself. That's fine.
No,
We'll just move on
it's-
to have it. No, you've lost your turn.
So now
Have
you
it.
don't get one.
You don't get any downtime action.
Aw. Well, I mean, I would also like to de-stress and recover a bit. So this is the first time I get to enjoy the benefit of flesh wounds. So I already marked 3 out of 6 on my healing clock.
You did not have that at the start of downtime.
Oh no! Really?
Nice try. Nice try.
I only get it at downtime. I thought the advancements happened before downtime.
Is that what it has? I've changed things up in mine.
I thought the sequence of events was that downtime happens after all of our new perks and stuff.
If that's the case, then Gears and Havok wouldn't have been able to clear as much stress as they have.
The quick reference says it's payoff and upkeep, then heat, then entanglements. Which I think all that includes
Downtime activity. It does not say. It does not say. Let me go to the advancement section. Do I feel?
Yeah, because this is pretty important in terms of.
It is important. It is important. Why though?
Because we used the Havok's advancement to clear 2 additional stress.
All right. You know what? I let each player during game session. Okay. At the end of the session. You know what? I'll let you have it.
Okay.
A benevolent GM, just
Indeed.
It says at the end of the session. So it is amorphous, atemporal at when it takes place. I have it set at the end of downtime because that makes the most sense to me personally. But
okay. Okay. Thank you.
Could very
GM.
easily go before downtime starts.
But yeah, I'll see if I can fill up the rest of this healing clock for the first time and heal a harm, a wound.
Okay. All right.
So let's see.
I'm assuming you go to Doctor Kerry as well.
Carlton will go back to his usual, which recently has been Nurse Char, the one who we helped out by clearing out a clock tower where some thugs had been hiding stolen medical supplies from her unit.
For sure.
That feels more comfortable and less
Gears
power
is just
distance.
there.
I will not let you have the +1 die for crew contact, though.
Oh, really? Just for choosing a different contact?
Crew contact, well, again, it's like is it crew contact
Yeah.
like capital C, like your crew contacts, which are your allies and your specific crew contact, or is it just people that you know?
Yeah, like Dr. Kerry is part of Lito's character sheet contacts.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And that is why there's a +1 die there, because Dr. Kerry is willing to help out your crew, even if it inconveniences them.
Okay. I'll do the thing that has the mechanical benefit, but I wanted to ask then, since we just kind of used the fiction last time to establish that essentially Char is, not indebted per se, but I think would be especially willing on an ongoing basis to help. Could we add Char as a contact capital C, or does that not make sense? I don't know what the economy of this is. How easy is it to get new contacts?
So here's in my head, crew contacts also are a person to go to for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of illegal jobs that your crew normally takes place in. Is Nurse Char the type of person who's going to do that? Like Dr. Kerry might have some jobs that she can give you that will pay you quite a bit of money because she's also kind of connected to this illegal world as well. Is Nurse Char going to be able to do that? Not necessarily.
Yeah, not based on anything we've established. Yeah.
Seems like a pretty upstanding citizen.
Cool. Yeah, also, before this episode, I never realized Dr. Kerry was a medical doctor. I just thought it was some unrelated field of study related, to...
Yeah, Dr. Kerry is technically a plastic surgeon. You guys don't know this yet, but that's why Lito's face is different than it used to be.
I love learning that post just after she's worked on us multiple times.
Yeah. Well, that means she has some important information, aka what you used to look like. Well, yeah, in that case, Graves will go to Dr. Kerry and probably see Gears out cold.
This time he's not asleep. He passed out from having his arm reset.
As soon as you walked in, you hear a "ah!" and then silence. And when you walk back into the thing, you just see Gears passed out on the operating table.
Is he all right?
Oh, he's fine. I had to reset his arm. but he passed out, so I didn't give him anesthesia.
That shouldn't have caused such a reaction.
He does seem like a baby sometimes, for sure.
Humans. Despicable. Then he turns and looks back at you, Dr. Kerry. I assume you are a human, so...
I know, I get it. You're much stronger and sturdier than us. What do you need help with?
Even so, I have a wound or 3. And he just shows you the burn marks from the blasters from being attacked by the assassin, Aya. As well as he still wasn't fully recovered from a previous wound that I think we said was mostly located in like chest and abdomen area. And we just called it bruised and bloodied. So, he shows both of those.
Can get you some cryo gel for that. I do need you to roll 1 dice to see how available and effective Dr. Kerry is.
Okay, just 1d6. How available and effective are you? 4.
Okay. On a 4. Okay. She goes, all right, I can give you some cryo gel for that blast wound, and then let me see if I can't help out with the other thing. And she just shoves Gears' unconscious body off of the operating table and pats it so you sit down.
Cryogel, just icy hot.
It's just icy hot, yeah.
I'll take it, man. If it works, it works. You know, I'm not a medical professional.
And Dr. Kerry, you
Ice
spent some
hot
time
works,
treating you up.
okay.
You can mark 2 on your healing recovery clock.
Yeah, we don't have a sponsorship there, but I would
Icy
totally
hot?
do that sponsorship.
Come on, Icy Hot. For
I know you're
all
watching.
your, I know you're watching this.
So
Icy
to be
Hot.
clear, I'm just reading the recover section. I clear all level 1 harm,
Correct.
and
you
because I
mark
also have
2.
harm remaining, I'll mark 2 on that healing clock.
Correct. So
Is there
anytime
anything
you
I
take
can do to mark more?
you can actually, yes. You
Okay.
can spend cred to increase the result.
Big pharma draining our wallets.
Because there's no other way to mark healing that I'm aware of mechanically. And I'm just guaranteeing that I'm going to get hit every time I go on a mission. So I don't want to lose the 5 slots I have out of 6 right now.
Because you didn't take a harm last mission, right? Last
I
job?
did. So I reset the clock.
So you
checked-
reset it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You have a cred
I do.
from the last job.
I'm going to spend it.
Yeah, go
I
for it.
just wanted to confirm. There's probably no other way to get this healing. Am I right? Is that my understanding of the game?
No. Recovering is the only way to do it. Yeah.
This is the time.
So
I will spend my
if you s-
cred.
If you spend a cred,
Mhm.
you mark 3
Okay, that's all I needed.
instead of 2. Perfect.
Nice.
Get rid of that level 2 harm then.
Yes, I am fully restored.
Beautiful.
No, that
It
feels
does.
amazing.
It does take some time though. So this probably takes place over the couple days that
yeah,
that you're
yeah.
there. Same with Gears. So.
Thanks,
all right,
Doc.
let's. That's fine. Lithios helped me out in many ways, so happy to help his friends out.
Take good care of Gears. And Carlton just leans down over sleeping Gears and just like pats him on the side of the face.
Just gives him a gentle kiss.
You can. I'm done with him. You can take him if you.
All right, Gears,
Still
wake
out
up.
cold.
Yeah.
If you don't
completely
wake up, just
unconscious.
pick you up, Gears.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. I have
like a
actual
rice
patience
sack.
to see.
He probably does feel like a rice sack would feel to most of us, just, you know.
Yeah, it's really not much. He's tiny. He's a little dude.
Havok, I believe you said you wanted to do something.
Yes. So a little rewind.
Just
To when
happens at some
we're
point.
specifically I want it to be while we're leaving the race. Havok is after betting on that, he's a little underwhelmed. He wants more of that, that rush, that emotional high he gets from just
Yeah.
being a terrible reckless person.
Yeah.
And so he goes to see the next racers preparing,
Okay.
and he's gonna go and hijack one of the speeder bikes and join in on the race. And mechanically, I just want us to be a train.
Oh, okay. All right. So indulge your vice. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to like steal someone's speeder bike. If you just talk to somebody, you can get signed up for the race.
No, yeah, I specifically want to steal someone's speeder bike
Oh, okay.
and join the race.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's like a little bit further back from everybody else. And you can see there's like an alley behind him. So you're looking at his bike. It's like, hey, what you doing there?
I like to
Don't
think
touch it.
that
I'm about to race.
Havok is like on the other side of the alley, and Havok just looks at him, smiles, and starts sprinting towards his bike and him. And as he gets to him, it's just classic GTA, just throws him to the ground and hops on the bike. And then pulls up to the starting line.
Pulls up to the starting line, and there's the countdown, and in the background you can hear, hey, he stole my bike! No, that's not... Hey, one! And everybody takes off. And go ahead and mark that XP.
All right. Marking the XP.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I just saw Johnny cough. Theodus, do you have one more downtime action for us?
I
It was a
do.
good time.
Yeah.
Seems like.
I actually have an extra as well, but
Oh, that's right, you do.
letting
Yes.
Johnny go.
Oh yeah, I want to train also.
Okay. What do you do?
So I think Theodus is noticing some like differences in the parlance of conversation with these people and different in the way they communicate, and so he wants to get better at communicating. So he goes and finds a bookstore,
Love it.
and I'm gonna buy. I'm searching the shelves, and I find a book that is like 1,001 jokes that will make anyone laugh. One of those like stupid, and so and it very excitedly takes it to the counter and buys it.
Yep.
And is just got his nose in this book.
Wonderful. I love it. Mark that XP.
And then that fills up my my resolve XP track. I don't know if I
Great.
get
You do. You get a
tick
pick
now.
on something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put it in command.
Okay. How many ticks do you have now in command?
1.
One. Great. Great. All right. Let's do Carlton Graves, and then we'll save your extra downtime for the end there, Gears. What's your second downtime action?
Yeah, so once Graves is feeling a bit better, I think he will indulge vice.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think through like some of the subtext of this and how it shifts his usual approach. Because I think Graves normally just goes to the same old bar or two, and where he's known and where he doesn't even have to say anything, and they know that he's there to
Yeah.
sign up for fights. So I sign
Yeah.
up. There's a familiarity and a groove that he's been in for some time.
Mhm.
Instead, this time, Carlton will wander towards a section of kind of the slums that he knows is notorious for being unsafe for Xenos.
Mm.
And he just kind of finds himself walking there.
Yeah.
It may not even be fully conscious what his intention is until he's kind of there and his
Yep.
blood gets a little bit closer to simmering. Because it doesn't take long to hear some comments. You get
No,
really quickly put on notice for being a place where people don't feel you belong.
Yeah, absolutely. The moment that like sets it off is there's like a group of like 6 men who surround Carlton Graves, and they're like, "Oi, Ramhorns, what you doing here? Go
Just
back,
looking
get out
for
of here."
some meat to tenderize.
Yeah, well, none of us swing that way, so get the hell out of here.
I think you mistook my meaning. You'll do just fine. And he punches one of them.
And they start trying to jump on you as well with their weapons as well. Go ahead and indulge your vice for me.
I will. I will indulge very much in this vice. And let me see. What's my roll for that again?
It is your lowest attribute.
My lowest attribute is still resolve. So I just roll 1d6 if I have 1 pip in resolve. I mean, yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
In that first
Cool.
column.
Yep. 6.
Hey, clear
That's
6
great.
stress.
Yes.
You didn't
yes.
overindulge.
If that does that mean indulging beyond my the amount of stress I
you-
had?
Correct. If you check off more than the stress that you had.
Yeah, I had 4 stress. So
Oh, you overindulged.
this is a
Okay.
nice time to overindulge.
You got to make a choice. You can take a rash action and reduce your stash by 4. We haven't even talked about stash. I don't think you guys have had enough cred to even
It's like
put
personal
anything in your
cred.
stash. It's like your bank account essentially.
Yeah.
If you can't do that or won't do that, you take 2 debt instead to somebody. You can do big talk. You can brag about your exploits, but you're going to take 2 heat in your current system. Or you can do what happened to Leto Bartok, which is lost. Your character goes away for some time. A
Okay.
different character until Carlton Graves returns.
Yeah, I mean, I think Graves overdoes it for sure a bit in this fight.
Yeah.
And when he's about to cross the line that he did with Aya, where it's like going to be extreme violence, he does pull back, but he vents by essentially just yelling in the faces of these now defeated men. And I'd like for this to be the brag about exploits option.
You're just yelling.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like bragging about your exploits to me.
I'm trying to think about what specifically he'd say, but does it have to be to someone else or can it be to them that I brag?
The implication is that somebody hears this,
Yeah.
and it is easier to connect the actions of your last job with your crew.
Yeah. Well, I think a small crowd gathers in this area rooting against the Xeno. And when it's clear that I'm a force to not to mess with, Carlton beats his chest and he says who he is by name in front of this whole crowd. Does that count, or does it need to be even more explicit?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Maybe you lose yourself a little bit and you beat these guys to a pulp, but don't kill them.
Yeah.
But get lost in the last job and start saying, like, I could have killed him, but I did kill him like I killed Aya.
Yeah.
Something that, and you say your name, done, easy. Now there's a clear connection.
That's what you need. All right.
job.
I yield. Yes. I'll give it to you.
Yes. Guys, don't be coy about this. You don't need to be coy about this.
Yeah, it's just hard to figure out for me. It's hard to feel my way to a fictionally appropriate way to brag about specifics related to our last job.
For sure.
Your idea is great, but
there's a lot of ways it could have gone. You could have, the other thing you could have done, maybe if you'd rather do this, is maybe somebody takes a shining to you and you go drinking with them. Maybe they apologize for the behavior of their people, and so you hang out with them and you talk to them about your last job.
I dig it. I think Carlton does yell his name in front of this crowd.
Sure.
But afterwards, someone disarmingly, like surprisingly disarming,
yes,
like kind of walks at a distance from him, wins him over a bit, offers him a beer just outside of that area.
Yep.
And he gets talking and just says, I could have killed him. Could have killed all of them. Just like I did Aya.
I love it. Great. So add 2 heat to the Rin system.
Sorry, guys.
Did that put you at?
Uh-oh,
Where are we at
uh-oh.
in the Ren system?
Oh,
Things are getting hot.
Nick?
I don't. Is it really that important? So. Wait, is it Ren?
Anyway, so we've all done our downtime activities. Now let's move on to.
Gears has one.
Rin, we don't have any wanted in.
Okay,
heat.
so add two heat to the Ren system.
Okay.
You know, I do really want to get to Wanda 3 in one system because I really want to fight pirates.
All right, last downtime action there, Gears.
Yep. Just a quick repair.
Great.
It's part of my mechanic ability.
Yep.
Baling wire and mech tape. You get extra downtime activity repair. Doing so costs you 0 cred. I'm gonna fix the engines.
Perfect. Wonderful. All right. You all spend the next couple days indulging your vice, taking care of the ship, treating your wounds. You come back a couple days, take off for the system of Iota. And that is where the Lithios, planet of Lithios, is. And you make your way there. Do you guys have any conversations on the way to Lithios? Or do we just cut to Lithios?
I think the entire way, Theodus is reading this book and occasionally like laughing, like he's not sure if this thing is funny and like looking a little bit confused. And then sometimes he will just like appear behind someone and just like I think that at one point on the trip, Gears is working on something and then all of a sudden he just hears behind him, Gears. What is brown and sticky?
I don't know.
A stick.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I was really
just
worried where that
one,
was going.
just one of many great jokes in my new book.
Fantastic. You should tell some of those to Havok. He'll love
I have.
those.
He does not seem to enjoy them.
Oh, weird.
Every time Theodus has told Havok a joke, he's just tried to make the ship go even faster to make this trip as short as possible. Just flooring.
Could you stop stressing the engines, please? I'm trying to work on them. There's no response.
There's just throughout there's moments like that throughout the entire trip of
He's
just
like white knuckled on the controls, just like
Wonderful. You get to Lithios, and we're gonna stay in free time because I don't think the job is quite revealed as of yet.
I also
When
have
you
a
touch-
scene, Justin.
Sure, please.
If this is the
Please.
time.
This is the time.
Okay.
There's no time like the present.
Okay. So Graves has been generally avoidant of interactions with it's 160, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of begrudging when they are in a conversation because of interacting both of them with the same group or the same person on the ship as things coincide. But he will eventually go to him alone.
160 is at a computer terminal trying to recreate as much of their notes as they can remember this entire trip. So he's just typing. Carlton, hi, yes. Do you need something?
Is this a time that you can be disturbed?
I've been typing straight for the last 2 days, so I could use a break, sure, yeah.
Graves surveys the computer terminal. You should know, perhaps you already figured this out, but my name is not a Ramdan given name.
I assumed. But names are important. Names are who we are, so I assumed it was important to you.
When we see the other Ramdans, I think we should agree to call me 380. as I was once called. Otherwise, they may assume that I wear the mark.
But you do wear the mark, right?
A tribe did not give the mark to me. I gave it to myself. I chose this name.
Well, then we have something in common. 380. Perhaps someday we'll both have the tribe give us a name.
I hope so. Please don't say anything to the others about the mark. They don't know what it is.
They'll find out eventually, though.
I suppose. But not from you. And he leans in menacingly.
No, not for me. I promise. I won't say anything.
Good. I will tell them to refer to me by my number as well.
Okay.
I just don't think the Ramdans will be receptive unless we are clean.
Carlton, sorry, it's gonna take some time getting used to 380. The tribe is struggling on Lithios.
How?
Too many of our kind were taken to serve as laborers. We've been decimated. There's a dozen, maybe, if that, now.
A dozen? Carlton's face falls. Do they lack leadership? Fertile females?
Yes. Both, yes, all of those things. But it's more than that. It's as though they've given up.
Given up on everything?
Yes, it's one of the reasons I left. I saw nothing but stagnation and decline. And I wanted to go and save our people. 380. So, yes, I left.
Perhaps we will remind them of what it is to be Ramdan. And he leaves to go tell the crew about the 380 situation. If any of you have reactions to that, I'm happy to do a scene with it. But if it's just going to be like, okay, then we don't need to.
Cool, bro.
Cool, bro. 380.
It is. Yeah.
Havok goes, you don't look a pound over 370.
That's an insult.
That is horribly insulting.
You don't look a pound below 390. All right, 380 it is, and he pushes it on the gas even more.
Wait, he's like, it doesn't go any more forward, but he just keeps pushing on the accelerator.
When you come to tell Havok, Theodus is in the cockpit as well, and you turn to leave, and he goes, "A moment, 380.
Yes, Theodus.
What did the man sell his dead batteries for?"
Graves looks very focused and thoughtful. What did the man sell his dead batteries for?
Nothing.
I'd be
They were
surprised
free
if
of
he-
charge.
That is a terrible story. What
I
is
have
the
a
meaning
book
of
that
this
you
lesson?
should read. It is not a parable, 380. It is a joke.
I do not read books about jokes. Would you like to read Moby Dick? I'm almost finished.
Very much so, yes.
Very well. If your jokes improve, I may consider reading them.
I have finished the book several times now. They will not.
Okay. He pats you and then leaves.
I love the Xeno book club on the Montressor.
The Xeno book.
You get to Lithios, and 160 starts guiding you to where the tribe was last sort of, set up. And he's like, it's just over this ridge here. This is an ice planet, by the way, Lithios. So, with the exception of Carlton and 160, I'm imagining the three of you are in some sort of spacesuit, environmental protection.
Yeah.
The depths
Not-
of the
not
ocean are
Theodus.
quite cool.
Theodus is
The
chilling.
depths
We're
of
chilling
the ocean
together.
are quite cold. I'm fine with that. That makes sense. But Gears and Havok certainly need some sort of environmental protection.
Yeah.
Gears' racing jacket's actually zipped up this time.
That's it. It's just all the way up to the neck.
And he has pink earmuffs on.
I think we just wear spacesuits, but whatever.
Yeah, it's probably just the spacesuits. When we do have the job and the plan, I would mark off. Well, we'll see, potentially, not necessarily. It's just over this ridge here, and as soon as it's like a wide angle, because as soon as you get over the ridge, you see a handful of tents smoldering.
Oh no.
Well, that ain't good.
Carlton picks up his pace.
You book it down. And when you get closer, you see gear, you see resources, food, tents, everything has been burned. And you do not see anybody except for a single body, a single Ramdan lying in the middle.
A single Ramdan?
Mm-hmm.
What happened here? Graves demands.
There is silence as this body is unconscious. And you keep yelling at it, and eventually it. The hegemony. Take aim.
We were too late. Damn it.
Can't have gotten far. There's a research facility we avoid. They must be there.
Let's get into one of the pods.
And Carlton, when you pick him up, he passes in your arms.
I think this would be the first time that everyone in the crew sees Carlton cry.
Oh.
He doesn't stop for long, but he continues to weep as he picks up bodies.
It's just the one body.
Oh, there were no other bodies, even remains bodies.
I took everything.
Oh, okay. He just carries this dead corpse then. And you just see tears streaming down his face.
Graves, where are you planning on taking?
We
Yeah.
don't have time for a proper burial now.
You just want to put him on the ship for now?
Yes.
All right.
For now. Revenge.
As Graves takes him away, Havok will lean into Gears and say, "Did he say hegemony?"
I think you did. What's pissing him off a little bit more, you know?
160, do you know of this facility?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I can take us there. That was 420. He was in charge, more or less.
I just realized how heavy the guy I'm carrying is. Okay.
I mean, you're 380 yourself.
Yeah, plenty of muscle, but still, that's a lot.
Yeah, just casually carry your own body weight plus an extra.
Yeah.
That's a
Yikes.
bit.
Plus an extra 40 pounds.
I mean, I kind of like that though, like the scene of like Carlton like stubbornly carrying this despite the like the wind and the snow is whipping around you all, and you see Carlton struggles a bit. It just keeps pushing forward to take this body back to the Montressor. And when you get to the Montressor, 160 is like, yeah, I can take us there. It's not far from here. It's close. We always avoided it. There's always weird things happening around this research facility, so we just avoided it as best we could.
Why would the hegemony take him there?
I don't know. We avoided it. They're always interested in taking Ramdan. We're good workers, or we're strong, so they think they can use us. But this feels different. If they were just taking us to be laborers, I don't think they would have gone there.
Last time, they toyed with Ramdans and turned them into monsters.
Where
Was that the hegemony, Justin, or did we know?
Yeah, that was the
that
hegemony.
is a part of the hegemony. Yes, it is the Guild of Engineers.
Let's stop them before they can do it again.
Why would they be experimenting on us? Why now?
The hegemony. I mean, because they can. What are you talking about? The hegemony is going to do whatever they want whenever they want. It doesn't matter.
And they, but it's just okay. That's fine. Yeah, let's go get them.
You'll drive yourself mad trying to find a reason behind what they do. There isn't one.
Oh, it doesn't make any sense. When they blew up our moon and took most of us captive, we were at their mercy, and they put almost all of us in the mines laboring. Why now?
Maybe some bright-eyed scientist realized you could be turned into more effective weapons or tools. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They blew up your moon?
Yes.
Graves just silently walks forward, carrying the body.
Yes. It's why we're a migratory people, and why you don't see many of us now. Most died
Wow. I had no idea.
enslaved by the hegemony.
Well, I knew about the enslavement. I didn't know about your home planet. Sorry.
It's it affects some of us. And 160 looks at Carlton. sometimes more than others.
Gears looks like zoned out. They kind of stopped listening.
All right. What would you like to do?
We're gonna go fly over there, right? Should this be a guns blazing? Should we do that one time? I feel like we never do that. I
This
could take a
feels
heavy blaster.
it feels ripe for that.
I dig it. We can go straight into choosing the plan. I will remind you of what I reminded you before we start recording, which is the gather information role is always available as well too.
Yes.
We don't need information.
Like
We're
to.
just gonna kill.
All right. That's fine. That's fine.
Information? No thanks.
Yeah. So is that a group role or an individual role?
No, that is an individual thing. Somebody would tell me what they do to gather information.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, that's fine as well.
Gears. Is there any way you can hack into this ship's system and see what they do?
In the facilities? Yeah.
Can more than one person do a gather information role?
I would probably say pick one person. I think that would be well. I just don't want to game it too much.
Sure,
I don't want
sure.
to do the whole like, oh, they rolled the 1 to 3, so I'll do it. I rolled the 1 to 3, someone else, so. I trust y'all not to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because like I think there's information that Theodus would be interested in that that
Sure.
Gears doing a gather information role would never answer those questions. But there's going to be questions that Gears interested in that Theodus doing it never going to answer those questions.
For sure.
How do I roll gather information?
Yeah, so it is on page 40 and 41. All you got to do is ask me a question, and either we're going to make an action roll or a fortune roll, and I will answer honestly, depending on how you roll.
So can the question be is like, can I get access to their video camera feed or something?
That sounds more how, whereas I'm reading the gather information as more what.
Yeah, it could
Like-
be like, what do I see when I
Yeah.
get
Oh.
access to your camera feed?
Well, then that.
Yeah,
What
fine
do I
with
see
that.
when I...
I'm fine with that. Because
Very cool.
by posing that question, I think this isn't a fortune roll, this is an action roll.
Oh, okay.
Because you are hacking. Like, how
Yeah.
well do you hack into the system? And
Mhm.
then that's the how, and then the what is what you see depending on your role.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll just roll hack. Then.
Yeah, you will. So we've been doing such a terrible job of explaining this game as well, too. So I've been working on creating character sheets for everybody that you can put up. But essentially, you have these action ratings, and there are pips or ticks, whatever you want to call them, that each character has in that action. So you're going
Right.
to start with rolling the amount of dice equal to the amount of ticks that you have in that action. So how many dice are you starting with?
Yeah, so I have 2 ticks or 2 ranks or whatever you want to refer to them as in hack. So I would start with 2 dice, and from there, I can decide to push myself or
Yep.
if the
Well,
devil's bargain.
First, before you do that, you've
Oh.
chosen the action rating. I'm going to give you the position and effect,
Right.
which is, I think it's risky, and we'll say it's standard effect for now.
Risky and
Uh,
standard.
You have fine hacking tools, yes?
I knew.
Yes. So, because of that, it would have been limited effect, but because of your fine
Oh.
hacking tools, it will be standard effect.
Yeah, okay. So risky,
And now-
standard.
Risky standard. Now you can decide to add bonus die. So somebody can assist if they want to. They mark a stress, I believe, right? Yep, take one stress, add a dice to the roll. But you got to tell me how you assist and open yourself up to danger in that way. You can also push yourself, which is take 2 stress to either add a dice or increase the effect. So in this case, it would increase the effect from standard to great. Or instead of pushing yourself, you can take a devil's bargain, which is you get a die, but I get to add a consequence that happens no matter the result of the roll. And the last thing you can do is add a gambit, which I will say if you do decide to do that, we'll take it away from your starting gambits. Good
Okay.
job.
I can also trade position for
Position.
effect, right?
Correct. You absolutely can.
I could go to a
Desperate.
desperate position and
Yes,
have
you can.
what
Great
would the
effect.
effect be at that point? Great
It'd
effect?
be great effect. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I
And
love it.
just because I'm rolling a desperate position, I automatically get XP and
Yes. Yeah. Tell me what makes this desperate.
yeah, I think to the best. Well, I think Gears is going in this with the mind that we're just about to like bust into this place and take everything anyways. So he's just a little bit less careful and a little bit more greedy with like taking as much information as he can, accessing as many systems as he can.
For sure.
It's a little more
Your
obvious
digital
about it.
footprint's not hidden at all.
No.
I gotcha. Great. I love it.
I can't have greater than great effect, right?
You cannot. No.
Okay. Then I will push myself to add a dice to this.
Okay.
So I'll have 3 die. Go on. Okay. That is a 5.
Okay. On a 5. Depending on the effect. Okay. All right. So on a desperate action on a 5 or 4 to 5, you do it. There's a consequence. You suffer severe harm or a serious complication occurs. But it's a great effect. So you're gonna get some exceptional details.
Okay.
All right. I'll tell you what. You get the schematics and the layout to this research facility. You can see that it is on a cliff, and there are the part that's like jutting out of the cliff is only like a couple stories, but you see an elevator that goes way deep down into the mountain. You can see a sprawling network of research rooms and spaces deep below the mountain. In the center of that, there is a like central room that also has a flume that goes all the way back up out of the mountain. You get exceptional details. You can ask me follow-up questions if you
Okay.
want.
So what you're saying, Justin, is that there's a chimney.
There is a chimney. If that
And
is the
it's
way you wanna go.
Christmas.
That's what I'm
And
hearing.
it's Christmas. That was unintentional, but I love that.
I want details about that chimney. That's what
Is
I
this
want.
chimney something we could go down, or is it super hot, or are there periods where it's
No,
cool?
for sure.
Could we get
It
an
is
itemized
just-
list of who's in there? Also, maybe ranked by how naughty or nice they are.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah, there are 12. No, I actually was gonna give you like you get like the amount of people that are in this base. Oh, I'll give you that as well too. I don't want to put a number on it. It's not a high enough number that you wouldn't be able to handle it. right? Like it's not a number that scares you off. There's not like 100 people down there.
Yep.
You know, it's, you know, maybe like 20 or something. So that
Yeah.
way, you know, as long as they're separated, you can handle them.
Mhm.
Instead of a list saying if they're naughty or nice, can we instead just get like a quick document of their yearly performance reviews?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I will say
short
that
ad lib.
there's enough information though that you're gonna have to read through it twice to really
Just to be
get like
sure.
a good understanding of like who this person is and
That's
what
perfectly
they've done.
reasonable, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. And so this flume, it's I don't say like flume or chimney. It's not like a flume for a chimney. Like it's a giant like exhaust pipe essentially.
Yeah.
You know, maybe like 30 feet in diameter. But if you could get into the like the mountain levels, like the upper levels, you could very easily connect to this exhaust port and turn off the fans enough for you guys to then sneak in through there.
Cool. Seems like a covert approach.
Seems like
Um,
infiltration.
Yeah.
One
Justin, go
one
ahead.
last piece of advice, and then you can ask any follow-up questions. Which is, Gears, you start grabbing a number of files that reference artifacts and the hegemony governor's Governor Malcleith's mother. Her signature is on a lot of these documents.
Cool.
At the mention of artifacts, you notice that Theodus is very, very like locked in.
Yours
Not that
actually
he
just asked,
wasn't, but like
you guys want to steal some artifacts? They got some spicy stuff down there in that facility. Don't worry, Graves. We will totally save all the Ramdans we can. But then they'll have to
Rob
carry
them
some
blind.
artifact. Yes. Okay. Good. I was hoping you'd be into it. All right.
Justin, can I?
Yeah.
So I know you said you don't want us to like overdo it or whatever. I don't think this will be overdoing the rolls here, but I want to try and do one roll for one really niche specific thing for Theodus. I want to try and do a tune roll just to see if there's any other mystics here.
Sure. Ask your question. So the question is, are there any other mystics here?
Yeah.
Yep. And you're doing a tune. I think that makes sense. I think it's a risky position in standard effect.
All right, I rolled a 5.
Okay. With a 5, you do. If there's a consequence, you suffer harm. Complication occurs. You have reduced effect. You end up in a desperate position. Ba-ba-ba. Oh. Okay. You reach out and you pick up that there are a number of other mystics here. There are none in that first level, but as soon as you start to like put your senses out to those lower levels in the mountain, you can pick up quite a lot of the way being used down there. And as you're sort of like extending your senses to get a number, find out all the artifacts, there is a concealed face that appears in your vision. It just overclouds your entire psychic landscape. And in a deep, booming voice goes, "No, no, no. I suppose we'll see you soon, Theodus Verdosa." And there is a splitting headache that emits in your head. And you're going to suffer harm.
Okay. Do I recognize the voice?
You know what? Yeah, you do.
Okay.
It is your rival in the Cult of the Seekers, Blish.
Blish is not in the Cult of the Seekers. He's a Night Speaker.
Blish is Blish is a Night Seeker. It is still Blish. It's still Blish.
Okay. What's the
and
what's
I
the
would like-
harm?
Yeah, the level 1 harm will just say headache.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
that
take some
works. That's fine.
ibuprofen.
All right. If you guys are paying attention to Theodus like doing this, you notice that he like coinciding with the moment that Blish invades his senses, he like stiffens, but communicates none of that to any of you. All you would notice is
nervous?
him getting a little bit rigid for a
Yeah.
moment.
Getting nervous there, Theodus? I don't.
Not nervous. But
Wow.
we should proceed carefully.
Do you guys want to go in like quiet and then drop down the chute and then be loud, or do you guys want to go quiet like all the way?
I think that you all get a week to think about it.
Oh, well, we don't.
We
We
don't get a week to think about it, Justin.
And we will see you next week. You do not get a week to think about it. The
But our listeners can just imagine all the different ways.
believe
that,
that
we
you
screw
get a
this
week
up.
to think about it.
Don't worry, we'll screw it up in an entirely unique way. Oh yes.
Thank you so much for listening. This is going to be a fun job. I already know. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.